There's a lot of things to talk about with you in terms of the skepticism now around the AI trade, skepticism around Bitcoin. Are they, in fact, related, do you think?
Related, but not related.
Yeah.
You know, I think the AI trade, I mean, it's been a juggernaut, and we know that the visibility for the next few years is really good. But now investors are just trying to figure out how much to discount, you know, what's the appropriate price to put. And that could drive some profit taking because they've done so well this year. On the crypto side, I think that there has been some concerns about, you know, quantum. And then there was that huge deleveraging event on October 10th. But the crypto fundamental story, I mean, is exiting on a really high note this year. You know, the U.S. government passed legislation and regulations favorable for crypto. And we know Wall Street has expressed a lot of interest in building products on the blockchain. So it's almost like they both have great visibility, but the price levels are just what's being uncertain.
I feel like what's common, though, with both of these stories, though, Tom, is investors questioning the growth, the trajectory of growth going forward for both of these stories. Not to say that things will contract, but maybe growth won't be as strong as we've seen. We've hit the peak sort of growth rates in terms of the story. The maximum bullishness happened with Bitcoin when the administration came on board and things started to sort of go Bitcoin's way. Maybe that was peak sort of trajectory higher when it comes to growth. Same thing with AI. Now it's a period where you're sort of wondering, will this actually get funded after we saw this massive expansion?
Yeah. Well, in crypto, the best years are definitely ahead because today there's only 4 million Bitcoin wallets with $10,000 in it. There's 900 million IRA and brokerage accounts globally that have $10,000. So that's 200 times larger market. With regard to AI, I do think that the business models need to evolve. You know, you can't just charge $20 a month. I mean, really AI, agentic services, but the market ends up being huge because in the U.S., it's really making 130 million existing workers into super workers. I mean, that's a several trillion-dollar market just in the U.S. alone. So I think there's still opportunities.
When do you think that we're going to see the tipping point on that front? And I think arguably you're seeing it a little bit maybe on the margins right now. But do you see a step change 18 months out from now? Is that 5 years out from now? It's because there's also questions, by the way, about some of these services and how valuable they are to people right now. And I know some CTOs and others who are actually saying, you know, we're actually not getting the value out of some of these products that we were hoping to.
Yeah, I think we're in what I'd call the bleeding edge phase, like where everything feels like the tech is in front of the applications. That happened in mobile, which I studied for 17 years, and in internet early days. You know, like when color phones first came out on mobile, or even keyboards, people kind of sneered and said, you know, who's going to be using a color screen? And remember famously what happened when the iPhone was launched and how one of the biggest competitors dismissed it and saying it's just a toy.
Right.
I think we're at that phase with AI where the capabilities will blossom and then services will follow. But that, as you know, the future happens faster than many expect.
So if the business models of these players, which people commonly call the Mag 7 in general, need to change, then what does that do to the valuation? Are we rethinking the valuation? Because, I mean, one distinct change has definitely already happened, and that is asset light to asset heavy, spending on assets continues, et cetera. Is that reflected already, or does there need to be further adjustment?
I believe that AI stocks, especially stocks like Nvidia, are going to actually re-rate higher. Because if Walmart and Costco trade at 37 to 45 times earnings because they're predictable, then Nvidia shouldn't be 27 times.
Recently, Nvidia's stock has cooled significantly. Shares ended last week at $175.02, down almost 17% from their 52-week peak of $200.19 in late October. As investors seek proof that the current AI boom can continue to grow for the foreseeable future and want more transparent returns on investment, attitudes surrounding AI, artificial intelligence, has become less tolerant. Nvidia has benefited greatly from the AI boom since it offers the industry-leading graphics processing units, GPUs, that drive the data centers used to run and train AI models. However, this also implies that if demand for AI computing declines, the stock may suffer. The market for AI processors is still very strong, notwithstanding recent unfavorable opinion regarding the technology. So, is there a chance to buy the stock given its recent sell-off? Even a cursory look at Nvidia's fiscal third-quarter numbers does not suggest that the AI boom is slowing down. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang stated in the company's fiscal third-quarter earnings release that cloud GPUs are sold out and Blackwell sales are off the charts. The internet company's fiscal third-quarter revenue increased to $57.0 billion, a 62% year-over-year increase. That was quicker than Nvidia's fiscal Q2 gain of 56% year-over-year. After the fiscal Q2 top-line growth rate slowed, this signaled a return to faster growth. In fiscal Q3, the data center segment, where the majority of AI hardware demand resides, told a similarly optimistic tale. In the third quarter, the segment's revenue increased 66% year-over-year to $51.2 billion, up from 56% growth the previous quarter. Nvidia's profitability also kept getting better. Earnings per share increased 67% to $1.30, while fiscal third-quarter operating income increased 65% year-over-year to $36.0 billion. Looking ahead, Nvidia projected revenue of $65.0 billion, plus or minus 2% for the fourth quarter of fiscal 2026. That suggests around 65% year-over-year growth and 14% sequential growth at the halfway mark. The stock price decline is undoubtedly beneficial for investors hoping to participate in this growing story. However, some of the stock's largest risks might not be completely priced in due to the setback. At the moment, shares are trading at roughly 43 times earnings. This kind of value multiple makes sense if Nvidia can continue to grow quickly and retain its high gross margin in the 70s. However, the stock may suffer considerably more if investors begin to see indications that either of these crucial elements influencing Nvidia's price is in jeopardy. There is no chance that Nvidia will make a last-minute execution error. This is not likely. The chance of the AI build-out pausing is greater. The semiconductor sector has, after all, been cyclical for many years, and this is unlikely to change very soon. Additionally, competition is getting more fierce. Some clients are creating their own chips, including wealthy tech behemoths Alphabet and Amazon. Investors may become alarmed if they develop viable substitutes for Nvidia's GPUs. Export regulations are still another unpredictable factor. Nvidia has demonstrated that it can expand quickly even if demand from China declines in significance. However, compared to the US, there is significantly less awareness of Nvidia's potential in the significant market due to geopolitical and regulatory worries around sales of AI processors to China. Indeed, compared to a few months ago, Nvidia shares are now more intriguing due to the stock's decline. It's also challenging to evaluate the company because, in addition to Nvidia's sales increasing in Q3, management also set the stage for a huge fourth quarter. However, because of the stock's lofty valuation, investors are unlikely to be particularly understanding if the AI boom slows down. To be clear, there isn't any conclusive proof that it is fizzling out just yet. However, because the market is looking ahead, the stock will drop precipitously if there are only one or two significant indications that the market for AI processors is cooling. Although there is no assurance that this will occur, it is a risk that necessitates a margin of safety when purchasing the stock, and I do not think the margin of safety currently offered by the stock is adequate. As the preferred product for training and executing high-performance artificial intelligence (AI) applications, Nvidia has made history in recent years. With the help of its graphics processing units, GPUs, Nvidia momentarily reached a market valuation of over $5 trillion, making it the largest publicly traded corporation in the world. The corporation and its owners benefited greatly from its ascent to the top. However, as its rivals, some of the largest and most prosperous businesses in the world, introduce products to challenge Nvidia's market share, it might be more difficult for Nvidia to hold on to that position in 2026. Longtime rival Advanced Micro Devices is facing new competition from some of Nvidia's largest clients, including Alphabet and Amazon, who want to make money from selling their own custom semiconductors instead of pouring billions into Nvidia's coffers. Is it still worthwhile to purchase Nvidia stock at a premium price in light of growing competition? AI is a generational innovation that is altering not only how businesses function, but also how individuals make investments. Currently among the largest corporations in the world, leading AI firms, Nvidia, Alphabet, Microsoft, Apple, and Broadcom generate hundreds of billions of dollars annually. As companies concentrate on leveraging AI to modernize their operations, manage inventory and supply chain changes, and offer public-facing solutions that set them apart from rivals, their goods are in great demand. Since it supplies the majority of the GPUs required to run and train sophisticated AI programs, Nvidia has been at the core of this. It is thought to control up to 90% of the market for data center GPUs. As a result, Nvidia's stock price has increased by over 970%, and its revenue has increased by around 600% over the past 3 years. Nvidia consistently exceeds expectations with its financial reporting. Nvidia continuously excels, even with hugely comparable numbers year over year. Revenue reached $57 billion in the third quarter of fiscal 2026, which concluded on October 26, 2025, a 62% increase over the previous year. Data center sales, which totaled $51.2 billion and were up 66% from the previous year, accounted for the majority of that revenue. According to CEO Jensen Huang, Nvidia's Blackwell GPUs are still in high demand, and the company plans to release the next-generation Rubin chips the next year in response to the ongoing need for agentic AI, generative AI, and GPU-accelerated computing. He stated that there has been much discussion about an AI bubble. We perceive something quite different from where we are. In the upcoming year, Nvidia will surely face some pressure. According to Huang, data centers must connect hundreds of Blackwell chips, which cost over $30,000, in order to run AI-level applications. This year, major tech businesses have spent tens of billions on AI infrastructure, and it is anticipated that expenditure will rise in the upcoming year. Creating their own chips is one way that large corporations can cut expenses. With the recent announcement of the Trainium 3 processor, which it claims is 4 times quicker and has 4 times the memory of its previous generation chip, along with being more energy efficient, Amazon has chosen that path. Additionally, a Trainium 4 processor that can function with Nvidia GPUs is already in development, and Amazon is employing variants of the chip that can work with Nvidia CPUs. Customers of Amazon will therefore be able to learn on Nvidia GPUs and then scale up using Amazon Web Services, AWS, at a lower cost than what Nvidia processors need. Alphabet is another company that has created tensor processing units, TPUs, specifically for machine learning tasks. Although Google Cloud's architecture has made use of TPUs, Alphabet is apparently in negotiations with Meta Platforms to provide billions of dollars worth of AI technology, including its TPUs, for Meta's own data centers. Given that Meta is a customer of Nvidia, that would be a serious setback. Nvidia would never be mistaken for a cheap stock. But given where it comes from, it's not very costly. At present, the stock's price-to-earnings, PE, ratio stands at 45.8, with a forward PE of 39.5. However, the current ratio in the 40s isn't nearly as problematic when you take into account that its 3-year PE mean is greater than 80. Additionally, it's far less than what you would receive from pure-play chip makers with PE ratios over 100, such as AMD or Broadcom. Additionally, it contrasts well with Amazon and Alphabet, both of which are vying for a share of Nvidia's data center business. Even though 2026 will be a more difficult year for Nvidia, it will still generate enormous revenue and profits, so in my opinion, it is still a buy. Before making a choice, investors should closely monitor how the Rubin chips are received when they are released and look for any decline in Nvidia's market share in data centers. Nvidia appears to be unstoppable when it comes to artificial intelligence, AI stocks. Even if it has increased by around 1,500% since its October 2022 low, Nvidia is still the market leader for AI accelerators because to the growing need for AI. However, after surpassing the $5 trillion threshold in November, its market capitalization today stands at about $4.5 trillion. Smaller businesses may seem more appealing to growth investors because huge organizations often expand more slowly. Can the stock rise in light of this, or should investors switch from Nvidia to other tech brands? There may not be a stock more well-positioned than Nvidia when it comes to a balance between growth and safety. It is the industry leader for AI accelerators and is battling the unquenchable demand for their product. The expense of revenue increased by 71% as a result of meeting the quick demand. As a result, the company's $32 billion in net income grew by 65%, closely matching the rise in revenue. Nevertheless, Nvidia is in a competitive position due to its 56% net profit margins. It has had enough money to keep making investments and investing in innovation because of those gains. It is very possible that the stock will continue to rise given that astounding rate of financial expansion. And for stockholders, that presents a problem. The greatest market capitalization in the world, $4.5 trillion, can be a barrier for growth investors. The market capitalization of the stock would need to reach $9 trillion in order for it to increase by 100%. As of right now, no stock has surpassed $6 trillion. Nvidia's stock should eventually reach that level due to its financial development, as was previously noted, but it is extremely unlikely that the over 1,500% gains made over the previous 38 months will occur again. Given this, growth investors might put more money into the stock of rivals like AMD, which has a relatively small market capitalization of $360 billion and is, in the opinion of many experts, reducing the technical gap with Nvidia, making it potentially more appealing. Thankfully, Nvidia could overcome this obstacle by growing its fan base among more cautious investors. The price-to-earnings ratio, PE, of 46, which is greater than the S&P P500 average of 31, would be unacceptable to them. Nevertheless, the chipmaker's high level of safety and quick expansion could be advantageous to such investors. The business has a strong probability of outperforming market averages despite potential size-related obstacles, which may nevertheless appeal to a wide range of investors. In the end, the stock will keep rising, if only because to its enormous expansion. What kind of investor will want it at current pricing is a more important question. Due to its enormous market capitalization, which makes a further 1,500% growth over the course of 3 years extremely unlikely, it may become a hindrance. Growth investors might switch to other stocks as a result. However, Nvidia's quick expansion and stability might appeal to more cautious investors. They can gain from faster growth at a lower risk if they can tolerate a higher-than-average PE. Ultimately, regardless of how investors view Nvidia, the need for AI will probably keep it a market-beating stock for a long time to come.